Why do men give solutions instead of just listening and trying to comfort? It just naturally comes to men to first blame you for what happened or start giving solutions as if they are the only ones who do the right thing. It is getting on my nerves. I don't know what to do now. Do I offer a solution or do I comfort her? Do I be like, you know what? You're absolutely right. Men are so hot. No, I will offer a solution. See, if you happen to be a man and you actually live like a man, or if you actually talk to a man, you would notice why men do this. Time and time again, it happens that a man will talk about a problem to another person, usually a woman, and that person will then use that problem against them when the man is emotionally vulnerable. Like for example, a hypothetical. You go to some random female coworker and you tell her that you're worried because you have a daughter and you're having some difficulty with her and you're just worried that you are not a good dad and that maybe your decisions were too harsh or something in those lines, right? And usually like the female coworker will be understanding and it'll be like, oh, don't worry about it. But then after a couple of days, let's say you get in a fight at work. And the first thing that she will say is like, your daughter probably hates you. You will never be a good father. You know, and it happens so often. And you think that, okay, well, maybe it's just me. But then you realize that it's happening to other men as well. So then you're thinking, you know, it's not the fact that it's hurting you. Because as a man, you just learn to deal with this shit. But you're wondering, like, why are they doing it? And then the next follow-up question is, like, what is the purpose to talk about these things? What is the purpose to expose your vulnerabilities so that other people can attack you? And you notice that this is happening all around the world, and a lot of men have learned to keep the shit bottled in. But then you have feminism, and you have, like, this new culture. It's like, well, actually, it's unhealthy for men not to share. It's unhealthy for men not to piss their eyes. Like, you gotta cry. You gotta. It's just like, women cry, so therefore men should cry as well, right? And then you see men crying. You see Jordan Peterson crying. You see Kavanaugh crying. And you also see Johnny Depp crying. And I think Kyle Rittenhouse. Like, almost every single time you see men crying, because there's like just too many examples. You know, you can say that in one case. Well, maybe we didn't think that he was crying for real or it wasn't justifiable. But like, it's time and time again. You see a man pissing his eyes. And like sharks in the water, they're attacking him. It's like, oh my God, look at him. Oh, this is crying. He's like little baby. Blah, blah, blah. And again, the question is, like, what is the point? Why would you do it? Because it's different. Like, when a woman cries, everyone's like, oh my God, just girl, are you okay? Even if the crying is justifiable or not, it's a different experience. When a man cries, people are attacking. So, this is why men don't cry, and this is why men do not talk about their shit. However, sometimes it is important to talk about stuff because, you see, most men don't just want to go through life like a ship in the storm. Like, most men want to control their destiny. They want to make decisions that end up with positive outcomes for themselves, their family, and their loved ones. So, sometimes they deal with a problem that they just don't know the solution to. And they're not sure. So what they do is they ask around. Like, that is one of the rare times that a man gets to share because he's actually interested of a potential solution. Because they notice that the problem can have downsides and they want to avoid those downsides. Because usually, for a man, his decisions also affect others. And what I mean by this is that, you know, is the question like, what is a woman? What is a woman? And almost every single liberal and leftist America just don't know how to answer this question. It's absolutely baffling to them. Like, what is a woman? I don't know. I wish I did, but like, I don't know what is a woman. And I don't have the answer to that question either. It's way too complex. You know, hopefully people will figure it out 100 years from now. But I do know what is a man. Like, what is a man is something that I can answer. And a man is a person who has other people relying on him. Like, if that man stops existing, if that man passes away, if that man goes to Florida and he leaves his family behind, the family would suffer without that man in their life. That is what a man is, right? Because up until that point, When you get born, you're a boy, and you're a boy because you rely on others, like you rely on your parents to take care of you, and then you become a teenager, you become a young adult when you start being able to take care of yourself, and then you become a man when you start taking care of other people. So as a man, every single decision that you make influences other people. So you need to make sure that you're making the right decisions all the time. It's very difficult. But most men don't bitch about it, because if you bitch about it, then people laugh at you. And it's also like, after a while, you just don't feel the need. You know, it's not neat. So basically, the time that men actually talk about a problem, like if you have people relying on you, and something bad happens, and you just tell someone, if they just start going, oh, well, don't worry about it, it's gonna be okay, blah, 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 and they start with the platitudes, that's not fixing the problem. The problem is still there. And again, it's not just you that's suffering, it's the potential damage that can happen to the people around you. So, this is why most men are not giving you comfort, because we just don't understand the purpose of it. Like, why do you need comfort? You need solutions. And if you don't need solutions, why are you wasting our time? We got our own problems, right? Women, on the other hand, seem to be working differently. They usually already come to the solution. They already make the decision. And then they want confirmation that is the correct decision. Which is fine. Like, if that's the way you want to go through life, I mean, that's okay. But, like, don't go to a man and say this, because they will give you a solution. Because that's not the way they go through life, And if they respect the way you go through life, you need to understand and respect the way they do. So you don't need to, oh, it's getting on my nerves. Well, you need to be a little bit more tolerant. You just gotta. You gotta be a little bit more tolerant. And understand that people are different. And if this is like what you find okay, like we're tolerant, and it's like, all right, well, I guess it's like one way to go through life. It's like you already make a decision, and then you ask others, it's like, please tell me I made the right decision. Please tell me. I mean, from my point of view, I generally don't understand the purpose of this. It's like, okay, but like you already made the decision, good or bad, you're going to find out eventually. Like, if I tell you that you made a good decision and then you find out that it's a bad one, then aren't you going to distrust me a little bit? Like, aren't you going to think that I'm being disingenuous or I'm lying to you? Like, I don't want to lie to people, right? Like, it's a different mindset. It's a completely different way that I think about these things, right? So, I personally wouldn't like this. Like, if I go to a person and I ask, did I make a right decision? And they tell me I made the perfect decision, and then I find out that it was a horrible decision, I would wonder, like, why didn't you tell me? I generally asked, Oh, I wanted to protect your feelings. Man, fuck the feelings. I don't care about my feelings. I care about the people around me. Like, I care about the people around me because they're more important, Like, I learned how to deal with my feelings. I know how to switch them off, switch them on. I know these things, right? I don't need other people to validate my feelings. What I need is to be able to take care of those around me. That's the most important aspect. But again, like, this type of culture and this type of thinking is completely eradicated from mainstream American culture and Western culture in general. The Anglosphere has completely eradicated the concept that the man should take care of his family, and instead it's like the government should take care of everybody. So, I don't know if you noticed this, but it's like, oh, the holy government providing welfare, providing security, providing everything. It's like, well, what is the role of a man? Well, the role of a man is to join the Democrat Party, run for elections, and then he can be the father. Let me know what you guys think, and as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.